Thank you for joining us. My name is Marie-Josée Berard. I'm from Montreal, Canada, and I've been in the Sunshine State for 22 years. I'm a very proud mom. My daughter is 25. She's a professional soccer player. She has a boyfriend, Dan, and my son is 20 years old. He's in the Navy. He's studying nuclear engineering. And I've been with my husband for 13 years. I am a business owner and massage therapist. I'm doing my medical massage for 30 years. I'm specialized with pregnancy and baby massage. I'm also a CEU provider. So I create a program for baby massage, and I teach now for professional. So the baby massage now is super cool because we can do it virtual. So I take a baby, not a real one, a doll. I do the massage, and then the parents can look and do it on their baby. So it's pretty cool with the virtual. So part of my mission is to stimulate parents-child bonding, to empower relationship and build stronger family. So last month's speaker, we had Dr. Maddie. She's a holistic MD. We talk about pre-pregnancy, how women can prepare their body for healthy pregnancy, remedies that are safe and helpful to use during pregnancy, and how to be ready for a smooth labor and delivery. So if you want to know more about that, you can scroll down my Facebook page, and you will be able to see the replay of a conversation. If you're not able to find it, just you can go in the comment in the Facebook, and I can email it to you, email the link so you can have what you need. Today is the new moon, so we're beginning a new cycle. So trying something new project, new activities, friendship, go for it. It's the time. As a new moon and is in Aquarius, so mean that you can now working toward new goals, manifesting what you want in your life. And in the past talk, we had Charlotte Freeberg, who's a writer, and she was giving that awesome idea that when you want to manifest something, you go ahead and write it down. So I'll tell you to go in the Facebook page right now. I'm going to try to see if I can do it on mine here. So what do you want to manifest this week? Let's see what we can do. Let me see if it's going to work. I can go in the comments. Let me see if it's going to work. Joy and working with more baby. Joy and working with more baby. It's working. Okay, so everyone go ahead, write what you want to manifest in your life. And the viewer, I want to encouraging you to like and share this live video right now so we can extend the reach as much as possible. Also, it would be cool to comment where you are watching this Facebook Live. And if you're in Florida, we are in Florida, so if you're in Florida, you can also write where you're from, or, we have that's the cool thing about video. We have people from everywhere on the planet, and I've been having international speaker, and tonight I am so blessed to have another international speaker. Her name is Anja Weinberg, and she lives in Davie, but she's from Germany. So I'm going to go ahead and write her bio. Anja Weinberg is a community catalyst, a wellnesspreneur, and a lifelong student and advocate of human transformation. Anja empowers individuals and families to achieve at thriving, will connect and fulfill life, home and business with their home and business environment. For over 25 years, Anja has, together with her husband, Dr. Barry Weinberg, own and operate a place for healing, a wellness center that focuses on natural solutions for greater health and wellness of mind, body, and home. She is also the founder of Thrive from Home Wellness Home Consulting, and she's also the president at the Holistic Chamber of Commerce of Fort Lauderdale. Anja has a broad professional background in hospitality and event management, interior design, natural holistic family wellness, and entrepreneurship. So let's welcome Anja. She's coming. Show. Yay! Oh my God, this is like so exciting. It's the first time that everything's working.
Yay! This is for good intentions, right? How awesome.
So we're starting in a great way.
Yes.
How are you?
I am doing awesome. How are you, Marie Jose?
I'm really good, and I'm so happy everything's working good.
Yay!
I met Anja like, oh my God, like so long ago. It was in the Business Networking International.
Yes.
And oh my God, I think, yeah, your son was even not born at that time.
I was pregnant with Daniel when we first met through a business group, and at that time we had about 60 members of our BNI chapter, and I think the health sphere was the biggest, and we had such an awesome group of really inspired people teaching our clients and really working together synergistically with each other. And when I was pregnant with Daniel, you were my massage therapist. How awesome is that? And it's funny, yesterday when we were doing our trial run, Daniel has now become our tech consultant when we do online teaching and everything, because this is what he does, and he is now 15 years old. And I remember taking the baby massage class with you, and really seeing what an amazing connection it created. And I know that's one of the things we're going to be talking about, but it's very interesting. I was thinking afterwards, you know what, we should start the call with greeting people in our traditional languages. So how would you greet people in your language?
Bonjour, comment allez-vous? And it's so funny because I just talked to my friend Gabriela, and she's from Germany also, and I was like,
I know her, yes.
Yeah, she was telling me that you had chance to meet, and I was like, go write something in German. Like, I'm not gonna know, but she's gonna know, and she'll be happy, like when you have some from where you're from is always nice. So how about you? How you were?
When you speak your mother tongue, it's really nice. It's really nice. And I've been in America for, let me think, going on 31 years this year, and it's really exciting. And I do still speak German. Of course, all my family is in Germany, just like with your family. They're all up north in Canada. And I do speak German with Daniel, and also with Barry speaks some German, my husband. But our son is fully trilingual. He's learning Spanish in school. But we would say, Hallo, wie geht's? Guten Tag, oder guten Abend.
What is guten Tag?
Guten Tag is good day. In Germany, we're very specific. It's guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend.
Okay, because I was like, that's the only word I know. Guten Tag. Yeah, so it's good to know the difference. Awesome. Yay! Um, so today we're going to talk about wellness, and and I want to come back on that too because last month I had the talk with Dr. Amadi, and you know how things goes around, and I was like, wow, the way I met Dr. Amadi was through Anja. So
Wow,
you,
really?
yeah, you're the one to introduce me to Dr. Hamadi, and I was like, wow, like it's a real circle. And so,
Circle, yes.
yeah.
And you know what? I do love that. I think that's all about, again, connection, how we create connection inside ourselves first. You know,
Mm,
really feeling connected to oneself. And then we create that in the family. And that's one of the big things that I love, all the different ways that we can be connected through our family, to our children. And when we're connected with ourselves, not only as moms, but as individuals, then we can really impact the community. But when it
mm-hmm,
comes kind of like really trying and struggling, and we think, oh, the connection is all about the children and the husband, but if I'm not connected with myself, I'm never going to be happy. So this is it first. You remember when when you're flying, one of those days when we will be flying again, they always tell you when the mask comes down, you put it on you first. Because if you're not taken care of, and especially as moms, often we're guilty, and there's so much pressure right now about having all the balance and this illusion of having a balance life. Well, sometimes it's going to be out of balance, but you always got to remember, if you don't take care of this first of you, you can't take care of anybody else. You know, so becoming a community catalyst is,
I had another speaker, and she was telling me the same thing about the plane. But when I had the talk with her, it was the time like really about COVID, and we had to wear the mask. So when she said the mask in my, I was only thinking about the COVID mask. I just like, no, when you're flying, I'm like, oh yeah, that mask.
that mass, that life sustaining force, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, Dr. Amadi was telling us about the pregnancy and how important it is to drink water, because then you can, for everybody, you can start having cramp, but then when you're pregnant, you can start some contraction, and we don't want contraction before it's time. So water is so important. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about um, maybe the amount of water that we should drink, and a little bit. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Well, as to me, it's always, I view health and wellness as what is the most natural thing that we can do to empower our health and well-being. And growing up in the northwest part of Germany, it was very much about being connected to nature. What is the most natural thing? Hydration through water, through natural water. Just, if you have a filtration system, great. But I'm not I'm not a big fan of all the bottled water because of it's not really sustainable for our community. But here are my rules of thumbs. And this is also what we inspire at A Place for Healing. And we've had A Place for Healing going on to 28 years now, and really empowering individuals, families, kids of all ages. Do the natural things first, mindset, and then how do we take care of the body? Most of our body is water. The cells, the brain, if you ever find yourself becoming foggy brain, and I noticed this especially during pregnancy, foggy brain comes on very quickly and often. And you got to think about, I know we're talking a little bit more mom oriented on this particular talk, because that's your target audience. You got to remember, your body is now, its biggest job is making a baby, creating a baby, and sustaining your own well-being. And
Correct.
it's kind of funny with pregnancy, the baby will take everything that it can from you.
Yes.
And sometimes we forget, because the baby will get everything that it needs. and that sometimes means taking away from what your own body needs. So you got to be, rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces. So somewhere between 6 to 8 glasses of water is a good guideline. But also you got to remember, you, especially during pregnancy, add other things in. You have to have the minerals. You can't just hydrate to hydrate. You also got to make sure the electrolytes and things like that. I worked with a midwife during pregnancy, and she always said to me, Anja, have a little bag, a little box with almonds in your purse. Because sometimes your blood sugar drops very, very quickly. And just a couple of almonds can really help, and always have hydration. I work with some awesome product lines with Niken on those kind of things. And also hydration is a funny thing, because we only think it's the water that we drink, but it actually isn't. Because if you remember, the skin is the biggest organ. So you will also absorb water while you shower, while you bathe. And many health practitioners or doulas, midwives suggest that bathing during pregnancy is not the smartest thing. And I think it has to do a lot with, especially here in the United States, we have so high levels of chlorine in the water. And there is studies done in Sweden and Northern Europe around chlorinated water in pregnancy. And a shower filtration system is definitely advisable. It's very, very affordable, because your body will also absorb water while you shower. So why not give yourself the best of the best, right?
Yeah, and even for basic water, like often people don't know which one is good, which one is good. And I was reading, they had a Florida report about the water, like, I don't know, it goes with some computer system, and it was too much bleach in it, and it was just a big, like, really, like, you're gonna do this with our water? Yeah, so I want you to talk a little bit about the Nikken. Like, I have Nikken everywhere, like at the office, at home. I love the water.
Yes.
If you want to explain the different a little bit, because I know it's a lot of different water filtration. But
I think there is a lot of difference, and people are really confused sometimes about water. And especially when it comes to bottled water. For me, bottled water is something that you might want to do when you, especially here where it's so accessible. What you got to remember, often it will leach the plastic into the water, especially in South Florida, where we keep sometimes the water bottles in the car. It's not ideal, and it's not really environmentally friendly, because yes, they are recyclable, but let's be honest, if you really do the research, 80% of bottled water, the water bottles do not get recycled. And then there is a lot of concerns about that it's just the same as just ordinary tap water. Why I love Nikken is because it's easy. It's very easy. It makes very, very clean water. And the system by Nikken is called the Nikken waterfall system. It's super easy for families. And it just works in how water would be pristine in nature. So it's kind of like drinking artisan spring water. It has all the minerals in the water that your body would need. It filters us down to 0.2 microns. So it makes sure it takes care of all the lead, all the impurities, cryptosporine, all of that stuff is being filtered out, but the water is being enhanced. So when you're drinking it, you're drinking water that really sustains your body, gets into the cells, and makes sure you're really hydrated to an optimum level. And it also makes a slight alkalinity. And I like it because it's very easy. It doesn't need electricity hook up. It doesn't need water hook up. So it just works through gravity. It's very easy when it comes to having water here in Florida. If we ever have a problem around hurricanes or something, what I do in my house is I fill up the bathtubs with water, and then I can filter as much as I want because I'm not relying on electricity or water pressure. You
Mm-hmm.
know? So I think
Yeah,
for any family, go
if
ahead.
they're looking to have really great water, to encourage to get that system, and it's not expensive and it lasts forever. And you just have to
it
drink
it does really last
and
forever, and
change the
it's so
filter.
it's so easy. I love it. I have it at our office. I have it at our home. I have even clients that will travel with it because they're, up north or they're traveling in RV. It's very easy. It's very accessible. And when you have something that is easy and sustainable for your family, that's really the key. It doesn't matter how sophisticated something is. If your family ends up not using it, it doesn't mean anything. It's
Mm,
to me, it's always like, will the kids use it? Will the family use it? And yes, check on all the points, because I hear the feedback I hear from my clients all the time is, I should have done this a lot sooner.
yeah, and I also have my daughter who's a professional soccer player, and she went to
Yes,
play in Colombia and Portugal, everywhere. And you bring your bottle, and you always have good water, so you can take
yes,
from everywhere. Even the bottle have the filter in it, and it's good for kids. And all the kids here that play different sport, so
yes.
um,
And that's really the key, because was all the consumption of sodas and juices. There is a place for it. I'm not saying don't ever have that, but water is really what sustains your body, what makes your body healthy.
yes, 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 yes. Um, what I have here, saving. Um, yeah, I'm going back to my daughter again because she had the water bottle and then she liked it so much she started to tell her friend about it. And I wanted to tell about, because you're so cool with the community, you're connected, and I really like this about you. And you helped my daughter to start her own business, like with wellness like that. So I want to tell people, like, if you're looking, you want to have part time or a full time, Anja is the best. Like, you always show the great education about it. Like, even yourself, you're learning, and then you can teach other people about being healthier. Um,
Yeah. I
so
mean,
it's
it's
really
really, what it is really about, Marie Jose. I think for me, what it is really about is, I have this buffet of things that I really love. And I don't promote things that I don't really feel great about, because for me, I always say, it has to make my heart sing.
hmm
So you will hear me talk a lot about, in our wellness center, we talk about mind, body, home. And these are the things, our mindset, how does it impact us? And we have certain things that we promote in our office through the self-discovery group that we absolutely love and adore. We've been doing it for years. What I find so super effective about it is that it is very simple.
hmm
You can apply it in the moment. It's like learning to meditate with your eyes open and creating present moment awareness. They have something called the present moment awareness technique. And if you like more info about that, just put a link and I'll send you a free intro to that. And you can start practicing it now. And for me, as a German, I always felt like, oh my God, I am a human being. I love to get it done and move forward. And that was part of, when you come to America and you hustle and you kind of, you have a different accent. I always thought, I needed to try extra hard. And this just really helped me to become more well-rounded. And in regards to how it applied to health and wellness, all of everything that I do, it was for me always like the most natural solutions that made my heart sing. And when I found Niken and the Niken wellness products, it kind of fit with the beliefs that I had around natural health. And how do we bring natural health back in the home? For me,
hmm
the best way to re-energize And especially now, you know, I mean, now we're on the computer, and this is great that we can connect with people on this level. And we can
Yes.
connect with families that are as far away that right now we can't travel to see. And it's awesome. But this is
Mm,
not the space where we want to live ultimately, right? We
mhm.
want to be connected to other human beings and then get grounded back into nature. So right now, for me and my family, we just moved out west in Davie, Florida, and our backyard virtually um, is right on a nature preserve. So we try to walk at least 3, 4, 5 times a week just to get the feet on the ground. If you have
Mhm.
kids, and not everybody is into walking in a forest. Some people love the beach. I like the beach, but for me, it's on the forest and in the meadow. Get
Yeah,
your
well,
feet on the ground. Get
yes.
away from the technology a little bit. And how? And sometimes we just can't. So
Hmm.
what can we do in our own homes to bring in things that help us be more grounded in our homes, the air, the water, the sleep, because everything is impacted by this different way of being right now. And it really impacts our kids. And,
Yeah,
you know, was
question I'm going to because we what was my question first?
perfect.
Yeah, I know you're gonna say the answer, so I'm just gonna.
Okay.
Like you were going back in the house, and we talked about this before about babies. You know, the baby room, like American, they really prepare the room for the baby, and they paint and they
Yes.
do everything. And yeah, so I wanted to kind of guide you on that
Yeah.
baby room. Tell us about your great idea.
Ooh, such a loaded topic. Um, and it's funny because in one part in my life, I had a big career in interior design and working with families and homes. And we're talking like very, very high end homes. We would create custom artwork for the homes, and it was really a fabulous career. But often what we do is we find out we're pregnant, and then we go, the room has to be pristine and it only has to have all the newest and best. And in essence, we're making the baby's room the most toxic room in the house.
Yes.
Let that sink in. We're making the baby room the most toxic room in the house. So, what I mean by that is, you know, there is a lot of, and you also got to think a baby's organs are much smaller than us as adults. And so the environmental pollutants that we have indoors is more severe than the pollutants that we have outdoors.
Mhm.
Was between all the chemicals and all the Febreze and all the smell good stuff, you know, a baby really shouldn't. Often you hear people say, "Oh, the baby has that wonderful baby smell." Well,
Mm,
the really baby smell is not such a wonderful smell, right? but but you know what? I'm not talking about a baby should smell like throw up or something. But you know what I mean? Most people relate the baby smell to Johnson and Johnson's, and not to bash a particular company, but
mhm.
they relate it to a certain perfumey smell. And that
Yes.
can really be very toxic to babies, especially if you're talking about breathing challenge, children that are experiencing autism or asthma, things like that. It's just very, very aggravating. And you got to imagine again, a baby is smaller than us. So the toxic level adds up so much quicker. So when I work with families in regards to setting up their home environment or the baby room environment, do not use the plug-ins. Those are artificial type of smell, and they really interact with the how our brain chemistry functions, and it's
Mhm.
not a good thing. If you like a little bit of a smell, use essential oils. Marie Jose can guide you on some awesome products that she's working with. And I think at one point you even had a line developed for you, right?
Yes, I did, and
And
I like we had a talk too, so people can. We had an all aromatherapy
Yes,
talk also.
and that's the way to go. So get rid of the plugins. You know, I'm talking about the ones that you put into the electricity. You will see an improvement in the air quality in yourself, in your children. You might even notice behavior changes because to children's and animal, it's a brain toxin. So
Mm-hmm.
take that away. Sometimes if you're peeling an orange, leave the peels out with some cinnamon sticks. There is such benefit of using those type of things because again, we're talking about bringing nature into our home to enhance our well-being. Also, you
As
know,
he can is that's what he like to do. Like they really like natural stuff, so you would peel the orange and let it there, and it's like, don't touch it. Like it's going.
don't touch, no touching. and and also, you know what? If you're really into making a beautiful baby room, look for paints that have no VOC. You can look for flooring. For example, look for things that outgas less because the outgassing is really, really a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
Furniture, when you're looking into bringing new furniture in, look for things that are solid wood rather than PVC boards or MDF, which has a lot of glue and a lot of the put the type of furniture. I don't want to name the particular company, but those tend to have more glues and formaldehydes in it. Also,
Chemical. Yeah.
now we're getting a little bit into sleep. And again, sleep only doesn't only affect how a baby sleeps. And I'm not a sleep expert, but let's look at what I'm an expert is in everything that surrounds the product lines. So
Mm-hmm.
look for products that are baby mattresses by law have to be flame retardant. And a lot of people don't know this. That means that they're doused with a lot of chemicals to make it flame retardant. The same with the pajamas that babies and children wear. They have a certain degree of chemicals in there to make it flame retardant, but babies tend to sleep warmer than us as adults, so that body temperature is hotter. That stuff becomes airborne while they sleep and they breathe it in even more. So, again, we're adding to toxic overload. Use a good set of maybe organic cotton pajamas, but they should be tight fitting, they shouldn't be loose.
Yes.
In regards to the mattress, of course, I love the Niken sleep system, but look for something that is more natural oriented. Cotton, bamboo. Bamboo by nature is flame retardant and antiviral, antimicrobial. So that's a wonderful solution, but it's not something that you necessarily find on the average market. And that it doesn't always have to be more expensive because also think about how you can make it that it will sustain for many, many years,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So I always look for solutions that make sense for my clients, that it's not just, I, I often, and I just recently had this conversation with one client about, oh, but all the baby products that you gotta have. No,
Mm.
no, moms, you are an awesome mom. And in the beginning, all the baby really needs is you.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very important was all of the stuff that we're talking about, take care of you first, take care of mom first. So yes,
Yeah.
learn how to do the baby massage, but if you're local, get a massage for yourself with Marie Jose because she's awesome and she can help you be more aware of your body while you're going through this big change. It's not only a change in body, but also in mindset. I've always looked at, as you're giving birth, it's really just an amazing experience. I choose to do a home birth, was an amazing midwife, and it was such an awesome um, experience really. And how I really viewed it was, I'm not only birthing a child, I'm birthing myself to a new level, becoming a
Yes.
mom. And now
Mhm.
I have a 15-year-old, so I'm like birthing myself and being a mom of a teenager who's soon going to ask me for the car keys, right? So all
Okay.
you moms that can relate to that one. um, but those really are the keys that I'm looking for. More natural materials, going back to baby room and
I have a question
looking for. Yeah, go ahead.
for what one of the first thing that people call for baby massage is they want their baby to sleep more. So that's uh, the baby that I see, and I wanted to know: do you have a special mattress for the baby, or how it goes with?
We do have a pad for the mattress, and there's a couple of different options that if you have questions, just post it. I will I will individually give you some solutions, because not everybody has the same. In the beginning, we had family bed, and I love family bed, but that is not for everyone. And it worked well for me because my son, or our son, was very petite when he first was born. So for me, or since I was nursing, they tend to get hungry a little quicker. So the
Mm-hmm.
midwife suggests, you know what, Anja, if you're falling asleep, sitting in the chair, nursing the baby might fall, not a good idea. And there is all kinds of pros and cons. And I think each family needs to just find the solution that works for them. And
Correct.
you got to learn to nurture you. So then you know what is right for you and for your family,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
and you said about the baby massage and sleep. Also remember, there is a lot of like the normal. And just because your kid doesn't sleep through the night at 2 weeks old, it's not
Mm-hmm.
abnormal. Oh, please, when I hear that, if your kid sleeps through the night at 3 weeks old, more power to you. It wasn't the case for me. We had many turbulences around sleeping through the night. There was a lot of different circumstances that went on with our son, and sometimes you just gotta tough it through, and it's not always easy. So if that happens to you, moms, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just not every kid is the norm, and that's okay. And not every mom is the norm.
I agree. And if you're breastfeeding and you like, oh, I think I want to give some food to my baby because I want him to sleep longer. No, you have to go with how your baby is. So
Yes,
if you
yeah.
need more hours,
It's
it's
again,
okay.
follow nature.
Mm-hmm.
How would it be in nature? In the beginning, moms don't get to sleep much. And you got my mom raised 5 kids. I'm the oldest of five. And she's very common sense type of people. And she always said, Anja, when the baby sleeps, lay down and you put your feet up. Do not go clean the kitchen. And Germans are very into things being a particular way, and when people come to visit, your house should always be nice. And when our son was born, my mom came to visit, and she gave me this beautiful poem, and I'm going to summarize, and it said something to the fact of, right now we love our kids, and when the house is not all cleaned up and straightened up, dear friend, you now put on notice, we love our kids more than cleaning.
Yes.
And there is so much to that, because
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, when you have a little one, it doesn't seem that way, but the time does fly very, very quickly. And this practice of being in the moment now with yourself and with your little one is really a beautiful practice. And it 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 has you being really in joy all the time about the beautiful moments. And it's not all rainbows and roses, we know that. And sometimes you have the crying and the teeth and all of that, and all that will pass too.
Yes. And you can do it. Even sometimes
Totally.
the mom
Yes.
can't do it. Even with the massage, I'm like, can you massage the baby? I'm like, yes, I can, but it's it's all about you and the connection with the baby. So you
Yes.
can do it. By practicing, you get better and better. You can understand the cues of your baby and looking at him. So it's a learning experience. There's no manual book for being a parent.
Right. And you're right on. And I remember when we took the classes with you and you were teaching us, and it was a little new to me, but it was very intuitive. And that's what I liked about it. And it became very easy to have that connection and to look for the cues and
Yeah.
to just really be there, because yes, you're massaging your baby, but it's also a beautiful time to do it with oils, and it's nurturing you. You are a mom now.
Yes. Um, I'm thinking about depressed mom who had depression. They have study about it that by doing the baby massage, like you say, it gives something back to them and it helped them to get better and start being able to stay more with the baby, because it's emotion and it's kind of something in your brain that's not balanced, and that's what create that. But it's fixable, and there's a lot of thing. And also I wanted to add that with Anja, that's what I like about the community and family, that like we don't have family here, so, and there's a lot of people like that in Florida, but even any place in the world, sometimes your family is your best friend. And Anya always have the way to bring everybody together for Thanksgiving with the business. And so thank you for all that. It's really cool. And that's what I want everybody to call her. She's so cool.
uh, you're so kind, and thank you so much. It's definitely something that I'm very into.
Mm,
Creating connection, creating
yes.
connection with yourself, creating connection with nature, because especially now when we can't go anywhere with our kids without masks on and all that, get
Mm,
out in nature, get yourself out in nature. I mean, like just this evening before this call, every time I do this, I'm so in the flow when I do it. But before, I'm like, oh my God, am I going to say the right things? And Marie Jose has all this expectation. I don't want to disappoint her. She's my good friend, and I want to do the best job. But so we decided we're going to take a walk in nature. And for me, just being out in nature and looking at the trees and just observing and just breathing that in, that's the most important thing. And then next is, how do you bring nature and science from nature and the nurturing of nature back into our homes, because that's really what we need, you know, doing things more natural. We don't need all the TVs. The kids don't need all the fancy toys. I mean, 2-year-olds can now navigate an iPhone or an iPad better than their parents. And it really kind of makes me a little sad, because this is the time that they should learn blocks, or playing with things. And sometimes it's really okay for you to just take a moment and sit on the floor and play with your kids. you
yes,
know
they part the um, we talk about that in another talk too. It was about mom who work, and we both work when we were mom, and sometimes it's difficult because you really if you really connected your kids, you really feel that if you go work, you're going to miss on something. But if you look at a big picture, it's good for them, it's good for you, and
yes.
we can do both.
And you know what, that's such an important thing that you just said, Marie Jose, because right now there is so much pressure in America. I grew up in Germany. My mom was home, but there was also, we had a small family farm, and there was
And
grandparents. There was a big garden. They grew their own food, and so there was a lot going on. And I grew up around moms being at home with their children. And I always thought, when I have children, that's what I wanted. But at that time, I already had a career, And I wanted to make sure that really I wanted to have both.
Oh,
I am not quite sure if we're stuck.
yeah, you were like, it's up. I don't know what happened. It's probably
Well,
the
if you can
connection.
still hear me, I'm sorry, you
Yeah,
just gotta make it work with that grin right now.
you're smiling.
At least I'm smiling a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Um,
we can
and
hear you.
and the pressure on moms is so immense. On you got to be an expert at your profession. You got to be an expert mom, and if you drop the ball, everybody's gonna shame you and blame you and all that. And I think if a mom really loves being home with her children, that's absolutely awesome. And if a mom feels she does best by herself, going to have a job and following her career and following her passions, that's absolutely awesome. And most of us fall somewhere in between where we do want both. And for me at that time, I kind of, yes, maybe I sacrificed, but I don't look back with regret. I did exactly what I wanted to do. And
Yes.
I worked a little bit in a home-based business. I supported my husband with our wellness center. And the first year, there was many times when our son came to the office with us, and we had a small community business that is very, our wellness center is very wellness oriented, very family oriented. And most of our patients loved it. They would only schedule the appointments if the baby was up, and you just got to find um, a way of balance that works for you. And again, there is no charge to it, there is no model. I call it having family freedom on our terms, however that looks like for you. I remember years ago when I actually started my consulting business, Thrive from Home, we were meeting with our um, how do you say, advisor, and we
Mm-hmm.
were talking about life insurance and all these things. And he said to me, Anya, the only time we put value on the stay at home spouse or the stay at home mom is when we look at life insurance, because then you got to figure out how much it would cost to replace that person.
Mm.
And I'm
Wow.
like, oh, and it was just such a rude awakening for me, because I was like, oh my God, I don't want to just be an anything. I don't want to just be a stay at home mom or a just anything. I want to be a thrive from home mom. And that's
Mm.
where my business was born. Thrive from home, that home within me first, and then it impacts my family and my home. And then it goes out into the community, impacting the broader family, the community at large. And eventually, we impact, that's how we impact the world. But it starts with us first.
I really like that. I never thought about that home, the different, yeah, meaning of home.
Yeah, home within you first, and
Yeah.
then within your walls, and then within your community. Yes.
That's so cool. So before we close the interview, would like for you to explain how you work, how people can reach you. I have here the website and the phone number you can reach Anja. That's not it. Right here.
Yeah, just reach me. Our website at the office is placeforhealing.com. Right now, I don't have a separate website for Thrive from Home. It's in the works, and but I do have a Facebook page. Thrive from Home is a Facebook page. Join me there for tips. And yes, I talk about the product lines I work with, but also about just generic things, of things that you can do is bringing in certain plants that help with the air purification, and making things healthier in your home in non-invasive ways. But that's the best way. You see the website there, you call that phone number, most likely you get me directly on the line. We're very hands-on, especially during these times with our clients, because right now I have several clients that are elderly in our wellness center, and sometimes they just call to hear a friendly voice. And you know what? If
Come on.
if that's sometimes just all how you can brighten somebody's day, then awesome. If you're a mom and you just need to hear somebody else just saying, it's okay, you can do this, give me a ring. If you like some more advice and I can help with that, absolutely give me a ring.
It's awesome because also it's Valentine's Day coming, and I wanted to talk a little bit about it because sometimes people, if they say, "Oh, love," but it's really about what you've been talking tonight. Is really about loving ourselves. So that's what I had in mind to talk about Valentine and tell people, you know what, just go play outside, put your feet in the grass, or go to the beach. What you were talking about tonight, and that's really about Valentine's love and loving yourself first.
Yes. Loving yourself first, it makes such a difference. Because what I feel is if we really give it to ourselves, then we don't put that pressure on our kids. Like, sometimes we all fall into it as moms at one point or another, with that feeling of regret. Like after everything that I have done for them, what's kind of like, what's my payback? But if you make sure you are happy all the way along the line, those feelings won't be so overwhelming. You know what I mean? If you
Yes,
feel like I really gave it to myself and I'm a happy mom, your kids see you are a happy mom. And sometimes that means the kids just need to zip it up for 5 minutes because mommy is going to have a time out. And in the early days, I was running into challenges with our son and what was going on, and sometimes integration for him was hard. And if that meant, I mean, I was all baby wearing, co-sleeping and all that, but sometimes if it meant my baby needs to scream for 5 minutes so I can have sanity and take a nice shower all by myself, then
yes,
that's what needed to happen. Because mom needs to nurture herself first, because otherwise she can't give it. You can't give what you don't got.
correct. It's like the mask again. We needed to
Yes,
take, and then we can take care of everybody. So we need our time.
absolutely.
Thank you so much, Anya. It was so cool to have you. I love you.
Oh, this is so great. And we'll make sure we have coffee in person very, very soon.
And
So
I'm
check us
sorry that
out on
we got
Facebook.
you got and stuck, but at least we were able to hear you.
And that face is priceless. So sometimes a good part of humor is a very good thing and can go a long way, right?
Oh, yeah. And you were talking about the Facebook. Sorry.
Yes, just connect on Facebook. If you are a holistic practitioner and you want to connect more to the holistic chamber, just let us know. Like I said before, I'm a community catalyst. I love connecting people, and sometimes you connect one to another, and they make magic. Look, over 15 years ago, I introduced Marie Jose to Dr. Habsharad Ahmadi, and they've been besties ever since, making magic for their clients, and we have co-treated several clients. So this is
Yeah.
what community is really about.
Thank you so much. Anya, what is the Facebook page name?
Thrive from home.
Try from home. So www.facebook.com/try from home.
Yes.
Correct?
And what I'll do is later I'll put it in the comments and you can connect. Okay,
Perfect.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was an awesome opportunity. And moms, just know you're doing a great job. You matter. You are appreciated. So go take care of yourself first.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. For the viewers who enjoyed the conversation and thinking, oh, my friends should learn about this, or other business people. So it is there. So it's all recorded. It's going to be on the page. You can share it. If you don't find it, you can call me 954-609-0831. I can send you a link. And now the good thing is that we used to do Facebook only, and now we're on Facebook and YouTube together. So we had a link on YouTube and a link on Facebook. So it's easy to share. For the new viewers, I'm doing this show every month. We have people coming. Next month will be on March 11 at 8 o'clock. And it's for mom, dads, baby, kids, anyone else who want to listen. We welcome you. So remember, be yourself, because everyone else is already taken. Thank you so much for being with us. I will see you next month. Thank you.